Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another ReZero reaction. As always, I'm with the guys. We got Tabor
Howdy.
and we got Zach.
Hey, next.
Why was that so funny?
Should
I tried
restart?
to hold it in. Fine. Come on.
You
Next.
know what? You can keep recording. I'll just restart that.
Keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck.
But yeah, we got Zach and Tabor with us, and we also have someone new, which you may have noticed. We have our good pal Dylan with us today.
Hello.
But yeah, Dylan's been slowly catching up with us, and I've been kind of rewatching with him. And yeah, we got up to the point where we are now, and I just invited him to be on our reactions. So yeah, Dylan's pretty much the plot hole master. I'll just say that right now. You know, when I was rewatching it, some of the episodes with Dylan, you just point out these things, and I just will never had a counter to them. So
Yeah, I like to ruin shows for people.
he's got like a PhD in microbiology or something. But yeah, just look out for that. If he if he says some plot holes, just someone in the comments ruin him or something. But
Someone set him straight.
So set him straight.
They will. They
If
will
we
for
can.
sure. Trust me.
Yeah, today we have episode 45. And this is the beginning of the sanctuary and the beginning of the end, so I assume we're gonna be learning more about the sanctuary's past and the purpose of it, I suppose. And yeah, I think we have six more episodes left. So
is that all?
Yeah, I think that's it. And I mean, Amelia's still got to do the 2 trials, and of course stuff at the mansion with Elsa they got to deal with, and the bunnies I think will come up. And they got to solve all this in 6 episodes, so we'll see how that.
Let's see who's gonna die.
See how they do that. I don't think Subaru's gonna die at all. Just
someone's gonna die, probably.
A few things I wanted to mention with Amelia. For you guys remember how the last episode ended? Maybe it's kind of been a while.
Maybe.
But yeah, we saw Amelia's trial be completed. Pandora. And I was thinking about Pandora and how maybe she could fix Rem, perhaps, with her whatever powers she has. She like reverse. Was that a cat?
Yeah, she's awake.
It's like cutest meow.
So distracted.
I hear a cute cat meow, and just how it is. But yeah,
I understand.
I was thinking Pandora could reverse REM state, her sleeping beauty status.
She probably
she
could,
shows
but
up.
Is she going to?
But yeah.
You think she's gonna? I don't know.
I don't know. It might be some negotiations. Because she said to Amelia, she'll see her again. So. And also with the seal, we saw Satel was in there. That's not possible. Just saying that now because in the beginning of the show, it said that she was sealed in the Great Cascade by like a great sage and a dragon. So Satella is not in that seal thing.
Still calling it. She's in there.
She's not in there.
Door?
But
right,
the door. The door.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Also, Amelia has a massive amount of mana. In the book, it said Puck was kind of controlling that, keeping tabs on it. Now that Puck's gone, it's kind of giving her some side effects.
Don't bite that.
So I'm not sure if that'll be important later on or not, but I just wanted to add that in. I think that's all I wanted to mention. And yeah, Dylan thinks Satella is Amelia for some reason, but
oh wow, it's almost like that's what I said at the beginning, but it's not true. It
can't be true.
It can't be possible.
If anything, she's Satella's daughter, which I don't believe either. But
hold on, the only way that might be possible is have they been in the same scene together?
Nope.
Ever? Okay, well,
That's the only
Ooh.
thing.
Maybe, I guess, but I don't think
Wait
so.
a second.
I think
wait a
it's
second.
her mom.
We all know Subaru is Amelia's dad. Problem solved.
I'd be okay with that.
I had an
Let the
idea that
children-
Subaru was a younger version of Roswald.
Actually, no, that'd be
Roswald,
weird.
whatever the fuck it's called.
Haven't they kissed?
Yeah, that
Well,
was like
Father and
Yeah,
daughter
no,
kiss. A
no.
little, not no sensual love. It's just like you're my daughter. Mwah,
I don't think
know?
YouTube's the right channel for that, or Crunchyroll for that matter. I don't know.
It's funny,
I don't
Taylor. I
know
was
what
thinking
that-
that. Same
Just
thing.
label it as a prank and you're all good.
Alright, well,
Leave
we're getting
Orlando.
off the beaten path now, boys. Let's get on to the more
Satella
important
is Amelia in
things.
the future. Subaru is Amelia's dad.
Maybe.
I don't know what I'm saying. That's
Maybe.
all mumble.
At this point, I don't know.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore, but yeah, let's get on with this episode and see what it has in store with us for us. Looks like a cutscene, or looks like a backstory going on here.
Alrighty,
So,
I'm ready.
whenever you guys are ready, I'll start it.
Blast.
Go for it.
Boom.
Oh, that's Ross.
Oh, okay. Ekidona?
Interesting.
It's got some sort of illness. Oops. Unplug my mouse.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay,
The
then.
point.
She's venting his mana.
What?
Come on.
Oh, Jesus.
What is happening?
They did a really good job with season 2, guys. I don't know. I don't know about
this
you,
is-
but
I
I've
like
seen this
plot.
hentai.
a lot of good storytelling.
Sucked out your mana. Okay.
Yeah, just helping them.
Told you.
Sorry for doubting you two. Thought we were watching a different show. Damn, Roswell's so innocent. Back in.
I know.
It's weird to see.
Well, this was hundreds and hundreds of years ago,
Yeah.
Jordan.
Probably like 400
He's
years.
changed a lot. Yeah. Well,
Maybe more. Damn. So we know that Roswell has a lot of respect for Ekidona, so I guess we'll find
Apparently.
out why.
seemed like he had a thing for it. Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
That's so weird. It seemed like this.
Yeah, Roswell's an odd guy.
I feel like Ekidona's gonna screw him over somehow.
She's a witch.
I don't trust her,
so
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, back to the current time. Oh. Just like at the mansion.
Yeah.
Damn straight. Was it?
I don't know. You just.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Geese. Oh.
Did she
Who
say
the hell is
something?
this?
What the hell?
Who?
New character already?
This dude looking
This-
fly.
Wait, Zach, that's the guy we saw in the opening that you said that was a new character.
Oh, is it?
You might not
I don't
remember.
remember
He
what
has
he.
the same eyes.
Yeah, I didn't remember what he looked like, but yeah, okay. Wait, we didn't see his eye.
Oh, we did. Well,
Did we didn't?
or his hair. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
all right, all right.
Like the same style. Okay, so they're working to get the barrier up.
Okay.
Huh?
Um, she's the thing holding
She's like
the barrier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm getting out of it, at least.
I mean, that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the core.
Hmm. Wonder what her past was like.
I don't know if they're gonna show that,
Yeah, I doubt it.
but that'd be interesting.
Ryuzu's in a 1v1 this guy then?
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know how powerful. I wonder how powerful he is, actually. Back then. Well,
Yeah, we. Oh, well, not.
Not that
Very.
powerful.
not enough. So who the hell is this fucking dude?
Ooh, is that the same guy, Jordan? I don't know,
I
man.
think it is from the opening.
It might be. Yeah, I don't remember him looking that like crazy. Oh my god.
So much for buying time. I guess he is.
Yeah.
Kind of dressed like a jester or something.
Yeah. Is that why Roswell has that weird makeup
Oh,
on? Kind of looks like a clown.
yeah.
Because of this guy, maybe? Uh-oh.
Better run.
And
Oh.
just blocked. Devil of Malcolm?
Okay.
Hector.
Hector?
Kind of reminds me of one of the archbishops, but obviously it's
Maybe.
not. It's got
I
like
get what you mean, though.
a title similar.
Yeah. More powerful than any of them, though. Is he gonna beat up a witch?
I don't know if we've ever seen how powerful a witch can be.
That's true.
To be
Well,
honest.
we
Except
saw
for like Satella.
Pandora, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Never really seen him fight
Yeah.
too much.
That's true, that's true. I really want to see that.
So don't
Back
kill
then.
each other.
で無様に伏せっているつもりかしら。ベアトリス様。ほうけてないでお母様が時間を稼いでくれている間に動くのよ。結晶の一部にされたくなかったらうっかり見入られるんじゃないのよ。
So I guess she's gonna be put in there and then may repel that
それでどうするかしら。
devil guy.
Oh, before they
Perhaps.
actually end up fighting, maybe.
それでもベアトリス様はエキドナ様のお言いつけを守られるんですね。申し訳ありません。少しだけ目にゴミが。
Pretty big decision.
やっぱりお前はここでおとなしくしているかしら。ベティがお母様に加勢してくるのよ。死にかけのロズワールのやつも助けてやらんといけないかしら。それでまた明日からも。ベアトリス様、大変長い間お世話になりました。ここでお別れです。お別れってどういう？この施設には森に結界を張り巡らせる準備がされています。私を核として時間をかけて結界を。でもその時間が足りなくなってしまいました。結界のための時間。あの男が邪魔ならあれを。ただ戦っても勝てない、そのための聖域です。ロズワール様があれほど献身されたのも、そうしなくてはエキドナ様を救えないと分かっていたから。結界さえできればこの場所は守られる。
Sounds like this guy is more powerful than her.
It does.
お前の身を捧げるって魔法のことも何も知らないお前に何ができるっていうかしら。お前にはこの麻酔症を触媒にお前のオドを核にして結界を。はい、それがエキドナ様のお考えです。待って、違うのよ。今すぐベティがお母様に直談判してくるかしら。お母様はベティに甘いし、きっと聞い
Yeah.
てくる。
Despite how she acts, Beatrice definitely cares for this girl.
この瞬間に決
That
断
is
が
true.
必要なんです。それならお母様へ加勢するのがベティの決断なのよ。ありがとう。さようなら、ベティ。
Oh,
Well, that was sweet. It's sad.
Yeah.
when are we gonna get a happy episode?
Have you not watched the first 2 seasons, 1.5 seasons of this show? Those don't exist.
Not gonna surrender.
番外から駒を持ち込み、ガーフィールを取り除いてそれで優位に立ったつもりでいるなら大間違いだよ。だって違うとでも愛していたのならそんなにたやすく変わってしまうものなのか。それとも君は母を家族を愛していなかった。
Shots firing.
牙をへし折られた程度で曲がる思い
Damn.
が君の10年間なのか。勘違いすんじゃねえ。勘違い。俺様は別に喧嘩に負けたってだけで大将についたわけじゃねえよ。俺様は10年ずっと過去にこだわってた。その過去と10年ぶりにやり合ってきて、過去と相対したと君が。俺様がそこで何見てどうして大将に。
Oh yeah, he doesn't even know that.
Mhm.
Forgot.
いくら必要だって言われ方につきたくなるのが当然だろうが。だよ。いや、なんでもね。頼りにしてるぜ。
Keep it up, dude.
You're doing great.
それで10年家族を思いやってきた気持ちが弱くなるわけじゃない。
Mm-hmm.
思いの強さは変わってないはずだ。変わらないままあいつは変わったんだよ。お前だって同じだ。やり方さえ同じ方向を向いてくれさえすれば一緒にやっていける。今ならまだ引き返せる。
Roswell ain't gonna budge.
No.
賭けの条件に君は自分の持つ最大の武器を縛り、ただ人となったんだ。そのただ人である君に何ができる？何もできはしない。
Why is he doing this though?
He's so
Like he
pissed.
seemed like he was just a decent human being back in the scenes we just saw. Now look at him.
Yeah, he was
He's
happy.
He's an angry man with makeup on.
Just we don't really know what he what he wants. So once we figure that out,
No, I guess
like what
that's
his
true.
long-term goals are, what is driving him to do this.
Mhm.
人並み以下のお前に何ができる？月日が刻み込んだ思いは誰にも侵されざる聖域だ。何人たりともそれは変えられない。私の400年がただ人のお前に覆されることなどあってたまるものか。
Yeah.
思いは変わらないものだからか。そうだ。ずっと長い時間信じ続けてきた思いだからか。ああ、そうだとも。どうしてお前は
Guy's pissed.
I know.
I've never seen him
I'll
so
start
mad.
crying, so upset.
強い気持ちだって分かってるのに、どうしてその弱さばっかり見ようとするんだよ。私がそれを信じているからだ。お前が誰かの強さを信じて期待するように、私は誰もが弱いままだと信じているからだ。弱くて脆くてたった一つの大切なものにすがる以外、思いを遂げることなどできないちっぽけな存在だと、そう信じているからだ。400年私は一人の女性を思い続けている。共に過ごした日々よりずっと長く触れ合えない時を
It's an Eki donut.
Yeah.
It seems, yeah.
Mhm.
魂を焦がしてやまないんだ。あの別れの日に心が粉々に砕かれたまま、私は何も変わっていない。もう一度言おう。優位は今も私の側にある。記述の一部が食い違おうと、それでどうなる？私と君にとって肝心要の一人が残り続ける限り、勝負は終わらない。エミリアを見る。
Emilio. Yep.
あの子はもうお前の思惑通りにはならない。全部乗り越えていくよ。超えられるものか。夜べをなくし、自分の抱える後悔に押しつぶされ、変わるなんて大望を抱く。
Little does he know
泣きじゃくって
君
君
に
に
す
すがる。
that she completed the trial with ease.
似合う女なんかいるんかよ。あんな下手くそな泣き方する女、俺は一遍も見たことねえよ。傷つけて貶められる。それがハーフエルフの宿命だ。嫉妬の魔女と同じ執事は生まれながらに背負った呪い。魔女と蔑まれる必然だよ。
Same.
ふざけるな。あの子のどこが魔女だ。お前らが寄ってたかってあの子を魔女にするんだろうが。誰か一人でもあの子に言ってやったことがあるのかよ。苦しい時や悲しい時は泣いてもいいんだって。流した涙が拭えないならそばにいる誰かが拭いてくれる。そうしてくれる誰かがお前にもいるんだって。誰か言ってやったことがあるのかよ。誰もしないなら俺がそれをする。思いが呪いが変わる余地のないもんだって信じてるお前に俺たちが叩きつけてやる。俺の名前
Is he gonna beat him up?
The point. Do the point. Oh, come on. Oh, I did do.
No,
Didn't point at him.
not time for that. It's a last resort.
やはり私の睨んだ通りだ。夏木スバル。何？君と私は似た者同士だ。思い人に理想を強要するという意味でね。お前は弱さ、俺は強さを信じる。似た
Kinda get
者
this
同士って
similar eyes.
だけはうなずいてやるよ。
Yeah, that's true.
A little bit.
What if Roswell's Subaru's dad?
We're not gonna get into
Imagine.
that.
Like he gets into the real world, and then Roswell's still there. I'm calling it. Oh,
I had an idea of something like that.
really?
Well, that was more like, what if this world is all in his head and like he had a stroke on the
God.
sidewalk?
No, that's not.
And these are all
Yeah.
like perceptions of people he knows in school and teachers and family members.
I'm sure They realize how upset the audience would be.
I'd
if
be
that was
completely
the
fine with it.
case.
That'd be cool
I know
as
you
fuck.
would, but
I'd be dope
100%.
with such a
most
twist.
people wouldn't. You just like
Yeah.
seeing people suffer.
This part was actually
I
in the book.
think it
I
would
thought
be
they
cool.
cut it out. So, I kind of know what happens after this.
Okay.
Jordan read ahead.
No, they
You
just
see.
switched around the scenes because Ram's gonna be out here. Yep.
Oh, okay.
おかえりなさいませ、エミリア様。
I was gonna say
Oh.
she's still gonna be a bitch.
I guess it's all happening at the same time, so the scenes kind of.
We didn't get anywhere.
I mean,
Are we going to talk
we-
about
we
how
got back-
Roswell's eyes are
Yeah, we
different?
got some backstory, but if we're still trying to get out of the sanctuary within this season, we've got nowhere. We're now down to what, 5 episodes to get all this done?
Yeah.
Well, it's like
I don't think
if we go through the whole season while doing stuff like in the present, we're gonna need some backstory on stuff. Like there's stuff happening that we
Yeah,
don't
very important.
understand. If the backstory wasn't there, then we wouldn't know anything that's going on. You know.
And they're trying.
It is cool seeing Beatrice like show emotion.
Is there any extras?
Well, she cares about Subaru, right? A little
Yep.
bit.
Wait, is
But yeah, that
everyone?
was a good episode.
Yeah. I
Okay.
just wanna, I haven't seen the ending. I just want to see.
Oh,
it.
okay.
I'll talk a little more after. Yeah, that shit beautiful. But
Bro,
yeah,
they need to make some of these scenes in the like fucking posters.
in the what?
Fair, yeah.
In the
I mean, like
posters?
put one of the outro, like a frame in the outro video, in a poster. That'd be cool, I guess. Yeah.
Oh,
Like I want
okay.
I want a poster of the first season 2 intro when just Ekidona's just releasing all the fucking green butterflies. I want that as a wallpaper.
would-
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
sure
part
it
of that
is.
opening.
Go on Etsy, man. Go
I'm
on Etsy.
I'm sure it's on there.
You'll find it. But yeah, that was good.
Yeah, overall,
I like
again,
that episode.
as always, solid episode. We got a lot of course, backstory with Roswell and Beatrice, Akidona, just all
Ryuzu.
the Ryuzu and how the barrier is formed and how she got into that
Mhm.
state in the first place.
You saw that
So-
guy.
That devil.
Whoever that guy is.
What was it? Freaking Robert? No, not Robert.
Robert.
I don't know.
Oh damn! What was
What
his
was
name?
his name? I don't.
Harold?
Well, it might have been Harold. The devil.
I don't know. It's something
Melanchoni.
weird.
I don't know how to say that word, but Melanchoni. Yeah, we saw that.
But yeah, that was cool.
I'm sure we'll see more of him, maybe later.
I'm sure he seemed like a pretty big deal. You know, stronger than Ekidona.
I'll probably be showing
yeah.
more of the backstory in later episodes because
This
I
is
don't know.
the
there's
season
got.
of backstory.
I mean, other than that, we just kind of that was pretty much mainly it, and then the conversation with
The Subaru,
the Subaru and the Rozzy boy
Roswell getting
and how
angry.
He's not gonna surrender.
Hmm. Then ending with Amelia and Ram. Did that really explain anything?
Oh,
I
I mean,
don't
she
think
just
so.
finished her trial, and Ram's just waiting for
Mhm.
her while the others talk to Roswell. Basically.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. All right. Setting up for the next episode, I'm guessing.
Absolutely.
All right. Beautiful.
Any words from you, Tabor, or anything from you, Dylan?
got nothing.
Anymore? You got nothing?
Is Amelia gonna be upset that Subaru's not there?
No, she already got upset at him about that.
That's true.
I think she'll understand. But
Also, he wrote all over the
Yeah.
walls, so I'm sure she'll be okay.
Yeah. Just looking out for her.
Mhm.
All right, Jordan, didn't you?
What is it?
Didn't you
now?
bring up like how could he have written all over the walls when he didn't really know how to read and write that well?
Yeah, when I was
What?
rewatching with Dylan, I was like, how does he know how to write all that? Just a random thought. But I mean, he did learn.
I mean, yeah.
He did learn a little bit from I think Ram.
He learned more than a little bit. He learned he was in the mansion learning how to read and write for like 6 deaths.
True,
Yeah,
you did
true,
have
that's
to
true.
repeat all that.
They only showed it
Hello.
once, so I guess that's what I was thinking about. So
Fair
yeah.
enough. Yeah, had a lot of time.
Plus, it was some basic ratings, like hey, good
Yeah.
luck, blah blah blah.
That's all she needed.
But yeah, Dylan. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. There'll be a light novel comparison part after this, so stay for that if you want. If not, me and the guys will see you in the next episode, of course. And with that, have a damn good day or night wherever you are, and we'll catch you later. See ya. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the light novel part of this video. This is your first time watching. This is just basically where I rewatch the episode and go through the book at the same time and see if anything was left out, anything interesting was changed, such things like that, dialogue, And we're getting near the end of we're in volume 14 currently, so we're almost done this. So I'm thinking either this episode finished volume 14 or the next episode will. So yeah, we're almost there. And I just gotta say, man, I didn't really talk about this in the reaction, but this is a beautiful ending, I must say. The visuals are insane. It's like movie quality, man. I just wanted to bring that up. So this episode starts out with this flashback. But in the book, it doesn't. But if you watched my last couple light novel comparisons, the last, it's either last episode or 2 episodes ago, I said there was like 20 pages of missing stuff. That just didn't happen, so I'm assuming this is it. So I'm gonna go find that now. So far I am about 7 minutes in now, and I haven't really found anything worth noting just yet. I could not find this beginning scene with Roswell and Ekidona, but everything past that I've been reading. But yeah, I just thought I'd give a little update. I'm gonna continue on now, see if we can find anything. 13 minutes in, almost 14 minutes, and I finally found something mildly different. Gosh, I'm not really finding much, guys. But if you go back a little bit, so when Hector hears Ryuzu, and he does this, of course Roswell intervenes, tries to distract him. But Hector still caused some damage to Ryuzu in that moment that I don't believe we see. So I will go through that right now. So this is talking about Ryuzu. She was not able to endure it for even a second. She was smashed from above by a force that was greater than her own mass. By some miracle, she fell forward as she collapsed to the floor. Her posture, or had her posture been even slightly different, her joints would have surely been bent backward and snapped. However, that miracle achieved nothing beyond mitigating some of the agony prior to her death. If she isn't resisting, she's not Ekidona. And if she's not Ekidona, who cares about her, Assume that's Hector. And if you hear birds squawking, I apologize for that noise. Then it goes on. I haven't read this part, but it looks like it's maybe talking about Ekidona. Her entire body was enveloped by some inescapable strain. She felt as if she was being crushed by the air. Right after she thought Hector's distant voice would be the last thing she knew in this world, that strain suddenly vanished. No, it's gotta be Ryuzu still. Her breaths were ragged. Her face was marred by tears and drool. Ryuzu wheezed as she lifted up her face. And then he goes on to Ekidona saying, "Oh, I've arrived on time, but not really." But so far, that's it. That's all I've really found. Hopefully I can find a good amount more stuff here. Almost halfway through the episode. Because if I don't know. I don't think there's any point in me even uploading this part. Alright, I went through just finished this whole conversation with Ryuzu and Betty before she sacrifices herself to being the crystal. And again, I just couldn't find anything. All the dialogue's pretty much the same. There's really not much, guys. I'm about to get into this conversation here with the gang, and I'll see if we can find anything. Hopefully. Okay, so actually, in the book, after, the whole crystal thing with Ryuzu and Betty, it doesn't go to Roswell, to this thing with Roswell. Because I forgot, we're learning about the past from, I think it was Shima, just one of the replicas of Ryuzu, the original. So in the book, when all this flashback stuff is happening, they haven't even met with Roswell yet. Because I think this stuff is supposed to be shown when Amelia was still in her trial and Subaru and everyone was hearing the story from one of the replicas. So there seems to be some pages here that I don't think that were included. But maybe they'll have, they've been switching the scenes around, so maybe they'll have this conversation in the next episode. I don't know. But I'm going to read these pages just in case they aren't shown. I just want to say this. When they're talking to Roswell here in the book, this whole meetup, they meet with him on page 180 of the light novel or something. And this flashback of the sanctuary is happening, well, it started on page 60, so there's a huge gap. Or not a gap, it just switched around, so it's kind of been confusing on where the hell I am in the book compared to the anime sometimes. But yeah, I'll start from here. This is right after that flashback ends. And this conversation takes place when Amelia's still in the trial and, the whole gang is there talking to Ryuzu. So, let's see. These are all the memories of Ryuzu Meyer that I saw within the tomb. Shima bowed her head deeply, concluding what was a brief but seemingly lengthy tale of the past. Subaru and the others, listening to the end with rapt faces, had no comments about Shima's gesture. She must have endured anguish for many long years over what she had spoken about. The origin of the sanctuary and the weight of the hidden truth about Ryuzu Meyer, the girl who was her ancestor. The memories end there. I have no way of knowing what happened thereafter. But from the fact that the sanctuary continues to exist, Ryuzu Meyer's decision does not seem to have been in vain. However, this is far too different from the existence of the sanctuary as I know it. Most shaken of all of them was Ryuzu, who had been born in the same way as Shima. Occupying the same position, yet unaware of what knowledge her kin had kept locked away, the shock she felt from learning the truth was incalculable. Though not on the same level as her, Subaru could not help but be surprised by the truth either. Young Sue and others know where their magic crystal as well as Ryuzu Meyer ended up. Yeah, it's right there in the replication facility. But the purpose of the facility, including the crystal, is completely different from what I'd heard. Ekidona didn't say one word about the barrier either. That is true. The only thing I believe Ekidona mentioned was the immortality scheme, the whole thing she was working on. That's all I remember. During his encounters with Ekidona in her castles of dreams, she had never broached the purpose of the barrier. And as we now know, the purpose was to keep that Hector guy out, the devil guy. Once Ekidona had falsely claimed that the trial was unrelated to her, but his view had made an about face. To avoid being caught by any more lies, Subaru decided that for investigating the sanctuary's creation and the nature of the barrier, he would check not with Ekidona, but instead with where did Shima, or rather the Ryuzus hear about Ekidona's objective. Ekidona's objective was immortality. Yeah, that's right. Okay. By transferring her memory to one of the replicas, she could establish a false eternal life. Then some kind of failure had occurred. Only the construction of the replicas and would-be vessels remained, and even to the present day, their numbers continued to increase. That had been the story. We are the initial replicas assigned the duty of administrator, intelligence, and the objective were in our heads from the beginning. That is why we never once thought to question. At first I swallowed that hook, line, and sinker myself. As a result, my thoughts and actions lost their normal functionality, and thus I was removed from the Ryuzu's duty of administrator. And this has got to be Shima talking, yeah? Shima is the one who ran in that trial after Garfield to help him. And we know that she wasn't supposed to do that. Shima nodded to the bewildered Ryuzu. Having overcome that very same shock 10 years prior, it was clear Ryuzu had not taken it all in yet. However, Shima had no time. They could not afford to wait for Ryuzu to regain her bearings. I'm sorry, Ryuzu, but let's move the conversation forward. I'm not surprised that Ekidona hit her real goal. That's very normal of her. So about that hidden objective. Mr. Natsuki, this has been on my mind from time to time, but you speak most recklessly about witches, don't you? That's because I have a grudge against them. So who is this melancholy who came out in the story? Gosh, I wonder if they're going to add this later on in the episodes. This seems rather important. Hey, it looks like we might learn a little bit more about melancholy here. Subaru pressed about the term melancholy, which had played such a prominent, conspicuous role. If it was just something Subaru didn't know out of ignorance, just like the 7 witches bearing the names of the 7 deadly sins, then fine. But if not, this is the first time Ram has heard of this melancholy as well. Even concerning the Witch of Greed, I know little but the name. However, I have not heard a single thing about this melancholy. I don't know of it either. If it ain't Granny She getting senile, what gives? No one knows of this freaking melancholy guy, Hector. Faced with Subaru's question, Ram and Garfield respectfully shook their heads side to side. When Subaru looked, Otto was also shrugging. Wholly at a loss, his state of confusion over the circumstances only deepening. But Subaru had a single idea that came to mind, though it was not one he particularly wanted to believe. Here we go. The 7 deadly sins are pride, jealousy, wrath, sloth, greed, gluttony, and lust. But I've heard that in the past it was different. And there were other deadly sins included with the ones currently recognized. Like vanity, Pandora. Where did you, I suppose it is futile to ask, so what were these other deadly sins? I'm pretty sure they were melancholy and vanity. Damn, okay. Okay, stripped out of the 7 deadly sins, melancholy and vanity would be called the old deadly sins. If this was related to the melancholy that was connected to the sanctuary's past, then a vanity might also exist. Bro, there's no way they're not going to add this. There's no way they don't add this conversation, right? However, this is not only vexing, but a terrible thing indeed. At that point, no one present had any room to doubt Subaru's information, which came from uncertain origins. Is that not so? Said Otto, at the top of the list of believers, surveying the various faces of those present. Just by existing, the witches of the 7 deadly sins left their mark upon history, and yet There are deadly sins unrecorded in history. Furthermore, just from hearing of them, they seem to be brutal beings indeed. Something is definitely strange. In the first place, even the purpose behind the sanctuary's creation was hidden from Lady Ryuzu. In other words, the existence of melancholy was deliberately erased. We do not know for what purpose, but having people with good heads on their shoulder really speeds up the conversation. Sighing in admiration at the speed of Otto's and Ram's respective thought processes, Subaru then looked at Shima from the group's conclusion and everything Subaru knew based on the current state of the sanctuary. The story of what had occurred in the sanctuary was... Damn, this is a lot of information. So melancholy and vanity are type of deadly sin. I had no clue about that. They're the old deadly sins. Really interesting stuff. So let's continue on here. The whole thing is fake. The duty assigned to Ryuzu, the process to give birth to replicas, it was all camouflage to cover up the countermeasures Ekidona made to deal with melancholy. It would seem that melancholy's existence was something she had to go through lengths to conceal. Granny. Subaru announced his final conclusion, and when Ram agreed, Ryuzu blanched and wobbled. Instantly, Garfield supported her by her shoulders, gently sitting his grandmother down on the tombstone steps. Sorry, poor way to say it, but I'm not sure how I should put it. No, it is fine. I've come to the same conclusion as you, young Sue. I'm merely a little tired. So the replica's whole meaning, their whole duty, their life is kind of seems like it's just a lie. That really sucks. It's all just a scheme by Ekidona to cover up the existence of that Hector guy. Lowering her eyes, Ryuzu spoke in a heavy voice. One could hardly blame her, nor was there any reason to make her push herself. The duty she had continued believing in for her entire lifetime had been exposed as a complete fraud, and neither Subaru nor anyone else could imagine how bitter it was to know that. Do you think it was all futile, Lady Ryuzu? Ram? Amid that silence, Ram tossed her voice toward Ryuzu as the latter hung her head. Ram crossed her arms, glancing at Garfield, who was right behind Ryuzu, with her usual penetrating gaze. I'm guessing you feel dejected from knowing that the duty you long believed in was a false one. However, Lady Ryuzu, was the time you spent in the sanctuary that of duty alone? Well, Ram's coming in clutch. No matter how it may have begun, surely it was not duty alone that spurred you on. At the very least, that's how it was for Ram. It was a barbed way to console someone, and a scolding way to be soft. It was very in character for Ram. Hell, it is. Definitely is. Ryuzu's lips trembled slightly as she digested those words. Then she used her slender hand to grip Garfield's. Without a word, Garfield held her hand in return. That was plenty. It was just as Ram had said. However, it may have begun false that it might have been. That did not need taint everything what happened thereafter. Ryuzu had firmly taken those words to heart. And the more he thought about it, the more Subaru felt emotions of paining, longing claw at his chest. Beatrice lost a friend, didn't she? Gosh, I feel so bad for Beatrice. Lost Ryuzu. We don't really know her connection to Geese, but she lost Geese. Pretty much lost everyone except for Roswell. She never really seemed to talk to that much either way. I'm really enjoying learning a lot more about Beatrice. Because Ryuzu Meyer was so timid and Beatrice was so obstinate, neither had made plain the friendship the pair left for each other until the absolute final moment. The tender love Ryuzu Meyer had left behind when she was enveloped by the magic crystal that had probably eaten away at Beatrice's heart like a curse, continuing to throb with the pain of a wound that would not heal. He finally understood why Beatrice had rejected Subaru, and why it was her true and honest wish to be allowed to die. Damn. Gosh, why is everything so sad, man? The wound in Beatrice's heart from having lost her one and only friend had remained a scar ever since. The hope she had clung to afterward of meeting that person, just as her mother had commanded, had gone unfulfilled. Of course, there was no specific person Beatrice was supposed to meet. It just seemed like Akidon was just messing with her. And time had worn away her soul. The 400 years Beatrice had spent was a blank, with her empty hands still extended towards what she had lost. Ryuzu, has Beatrice ever met you or the others? No, she has not. Lady Beatrice has not set foot upon this land ever since we replicas have been born. I too have always wondered, is she not someone we should meet? So spoke Shima, acting as a representative for the replicas. Subaru partially concurred with her, or partially concurred with her opinion. In the end, replicas were different from the original, and even if Beatrice met Ryuzu and the others, it would not be a reunion with Ryuzu Meyer. It would probably hurt Beatrice even more. That would help. Her wound would only widen, but that was Ryuzu Meyer's final wish, right? That this place would become a sanctuary where everyone could smile, and she wanted Beatrice to be a part of that. I suppose so. That's not what happened, but certainly 400 years is a bit overdue, but it's not too late either. So I guess later on, maybe we'll be able to go see Beatrice and bring her along to the sanctuary. Or honestly, she can just teleport over there with her passage spell. And perhaps when she comes back to the sanctuary, she'll, I don't know, be able to find a reason to live, I guess. Sad as that sounds. Something. Find something, man. Alright guys, looks like we have maybe 3-4 more pages left. Let's try to get through this. Beatrice's wound hadn't healed because, for her, time had remained stopped. No matter how small the wound, it would not heal if time did not advance. That was why, this time, I'll smash her stop time apart. Hell yeah, Subaru. Subaru clenched his fist, thrusting it out as he spoke with firm resolve. A fire had been lit inside his chest, in the back of his eyes. He saw the light. Ahead of his arm was a girl he wanted to reach. I have been ever fearful that lifting the barrier might trample upon the wishes of our ancestor Ryuzu Meyer. Hearing Subaru's declaration, Shima slowly shook her head as she spoke. The sway of her long, light pink hair came off to him as a tangible display of the unease inside her. With the passage of time, her rash changed as well. It was a time when her brethren, once called cursed bloods, were driven to this place, but those of mixed blood would have been treated better of late. I was deceiving myself, using my ancestors' wish as an excuse. I understand why you're worried. This isn't completely separate from the issue of blood, but there is still discrimination based on outside appearance here and there. Even if you go outside the forest, you might have some bitter experiences, but arising in the back of Subaru's mind was the sight of the royal selection candidates assembled in the palace. In that court, Amelia had put her own will into words, facing and enduring the malice directed towards her head-on. Her ideals had begun to blaze a path to the world Ryuzu Meyer wished for. At the very least, that was what Subaru believed, and he believed Amelia would succeed. When Amelia brings that about, the finished sanctuary will begin again. When everything is set right, anyone will be able to call the whole world a sanctuary. Amelia would spare no effort for that sake. He couldn't speak firmly for all the other candidates, but he figured at least half of them were the sort of people to work for the greater good. It was Subaru's role to support her from close by until someday her ideals were extolled far and wide. A fantastic tale that is comfortable to the ear. They are fine-sounding words and nothing more. But me, I'm all in. When Shima loosened her lips, making that listless murmur, Garfield vigorously pounded his chest, smiling with a show of his sharp fangs. Garfield nodded to Subaru, his face clear of all doubt. I feel like Garfield's gonna be with Subaru for a long time, man. I'm excited. I enjoy Garfield as a character for sure. Don't let it end with just words, General. Even if you have to give the princess, Lady Amelia, a good kick in the butt. I won't treat Amelia Tan's cute butt roughly like that, but I get you. Shima seemed dazzled by the enthusiastic exchange between Garfield and Subaru. The whole world beyond the sanctuary will become a sanctuary itself, you say? That's like way, way in the future. I don't know when the hell that's gonna happen, but got a lot more to do before that. When that time comes, it'll be a crying shame to stay cooped up in here. As for the people giving off those disbelieving looks, you can bet I'll be right there with a smug look on my face, telling them I was the first guy on board. I see, no doubt you will. Shima humoured Subaru's comedic manner of speaking with a smile. Judging by Shima's expression, it seemed as if she had set down a heavy, long-carried burden. No, that was indeed fact. She had finally laid it to rest. And in setting down the heavy burden she had always carried alone, she could begin walking forward anew. Progress. Let's go. Looks like we'll all be walking side by side going forward. Shima? Oh, I have hit my operating time limit, nothing more. I've worked a little too hard for someone my age. Wobbly, Shima made a flippant reply as Ram supported her frail frame from Shima's words and the sleepy way she hung her head. Subaru could tell she had certainly reached her limits. She reached the limit of a replica, relying on a faint supply of mana and being able to active only at certain times. Talk of the past was over. They would let Shima sleep, her duty fulfilled. The rest had been entrusted to Subaru and the others. Sorry to push you so much, but told us the things I wanted to hear and more. Thank you. It's in your hands, young Su. When Subaru thanked her, Shima offered only a vague reply. After that, she placed her weight on Ram as her consciousness gently let go. The next time she would awaken was likely the next day, after everything had been decided. Yeah, those hopes from 400 years ago are in my hands now, and they're really heavy. They were not something he could entrust to another, and of course not something he could drop at his feet. He carried them in both arms, and even if that was insufficient, he'd beg and borrow other people's hands. Either way, I want to let Shima rest. Ram, can I leave this to you? Garf's rundown shack, or rather, Lady Shima's hideaway, is the closest. Hey, if you're heading there, then I can go with... please wait, Garfield. It's too soon for you to push yourself. If you wish for Ms. Ram to have an escort, let us ask Ms. Ryuzu to do so. As Ram embraced Shima, Garfield tried to volunteer for assistance when Otto stopped him. That actually made Garfield growl, but Ram went, I suppose so, casually agreeing. If crude, rude Garf comes and interferes with Lady Shima's rest, we would be putting the cart before the dragon. Actually, I believe this conversation they showed, right? In the last episode? Because this is right before they leave to go see Roswell, I believe. I mean, Subaru even says, really got to get back here before Amelia Tan comes all chest out and proud. But he didn't. He was not able to stay or be there in time for her. Damn, guys, that was a lot of stuff. That was a lot of reading. And here I was thinking that there wouldn't be anything to really mention. Little did I know. Now I have a reason to actually put up the light novel part of this video. So again, in the book, this was happening when Amelia was doing a trial. So, I flipped the page and it's in a go to the next chapter, and it goes on to continue Amelia's trial. So now I gotta go. What are we? We're on page 96. Now I gotta go like to page 160 to get to where we are in this episode. Well, guys, I just finished the conversation with Subaru and Roswell, and again, I have to say I didn't really find anything different. It's kind of hard to compare at some points because, again, like I'd be following along in the book and the anime, then they'd go on to another subject. Then I'd have to like go back a few pages to find what they're talking about. So it's kind of annoying trying to find where the hell I'm at. But yeah, I did not find anything really too interesting to talk about that was really different. And of course, it then goes on to the Amelia. She's done with the trial, and then she meets Ram. But I actually covered that part in I think the last episode. Because again, they switch things around, the scenes. This is so beautiful. I cannot get enough can't get enough of this ending. The visuals. Amazing. Freaking amazing, man. Man, I gotta find like a freaking background that's like this. I wonder if there's one out there, but next episode they'll be starting chapter 6. See that? It's called Lies the Hope. So I'll be covering that. And I assume they'll finish chapter 6, and who knows, maybe they'll finish chapter 7 as well, which is the last chapter for this volume. And of course, I will be comparing the novel to that episode, as always. But yeah, guys, that'll be the end of this comparison. Really, technically, there's nothing different. There's really nothing different. If I take out that whole part of all those pages I covered when Subaru and the gang was talking with, Ryuzu and the past and all that, if I took out that part, then really there's nothing that was changed, because technically that part wasn't even in the episode. That was supposed to be like last episode, I think. It's supposed to be in the last episode. Who in their right mind disliked this episode? How dare you? Either way, thank you all very much for watching. I'm going on 2 hours of recording. Thankfully, I was able to get this part done. But thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a good day or night wherever you are. Hope you enjoyed this part of the video, and I will see you guys in the next reaction. See you.